the sky should fall, just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. When they've all had their quarrels and parted, we'll be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing a song, side by side. Gee, but it's great after being out late, walking my baby back home, arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song while I'm reciting a poem. Owls go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. When the red, red robin comes bob, bob, bobbing along, along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts throbbing his old sea song. Wake up, you sleepyhead, get up, get up, get out of bed, cheer up, the sun is red, live, love, laugh and
what a beautiful noise coming up from the street. Got a beautiful sound, it's got a beautiful beat. It's a beautiful noise going on everywhere, like the clickety-clack of a train on a track. It's got rhythm to spare. It's a beautiful noise, and it's a sound that I love, and it fits me as well as a hand in a glove. Yes it does, yes it does. What a beautiful noise coming up from the park. It's the song of the kids, and it plays until dark. It's the song of the cars on their furious flights. But there's even romance in the way that they dance to the beat of the lights. It's a beautiful noise, and it's a sound that I love, and it makes me feel good, like a hand in a glove. Yes it does, yes it does. What a beautiful noise. It's a beautiful noise, made of joy and of strife, like a symphony played by the passing parade. It's the music of life. It's a beautiful noise, and it's a sound that I love, and it makes me feel good, just like a hand in a glove. Yes it does, yes it does. What a beautiful noise coming into my room, and it's begging for me. just to give it a tour.
Welcome to you all. Did you all get a service sheet? Did you all get a chocky?
Only one.
There's always one in the crowd. As you know, Bob loved his chockies, and he'd be happy to think that you all got one from him. The measure of a man. Not how did he die, but how did he live? Not what did he gain, but what did he give? These are the units of a man as a man, to measure the worth regardless of birth. Not what was his station, but had he a heart? And how did he play his own special part? Was he ever ready with a word of good cheer to bring back a smile, banish that tear? Not what was his church or what was his creed, but had he defended those really in need? And what did the notice in the newspaper say? But how many are sorry now that Bob's passed away? And I think the number of people here today answers this question very well. Bob, Bobby, Robert, however you knew this man, he was well known, well liked and well loved. How fortunate are those who share the blessings of friendship, because they involve many things. Some of them, the warmth of understanding, the comfort of companionship, and the joy of appreciation. So thank you all for being here to celebrate Robert's life and to say goodbye to him in this loving and meaningful way, and also to show your love and support to the family. My name is Shirley Jardine. I was Shirley Fife before I was married, and I had the privilege of knowing Bob from the early school days at Kura Street School in Titahi Bay. So thank you, family, for asking me to be with you all today as we say farewell to Bob. Of course, as we all know, death is not an entity or a thing in itself, but it is a stage in the journey through which we all must pass. And for some it comes slowly and expectedly, or for others it comes suddenly and unexpectedly. But however death comes to those we love and care for, we must remember those who remain and how we can love and support them in their grief. And to Bob's family, to his daughters, Rochelle and Susie, his sons-in-law, Brendan and Greg, to his dear friend, Diane Tunley, his brother, Steve, and sister-in-law, Moira. Please accept my condolences in your sad loss. But Bob was also a very proud granddad to two grandchildren, Ashley and Liam. Granddad, your Papa Bob, as you know, loved you so much. He watched you both grow into wonderful people that you've become. He followed you with interest in all you did. And I know you'll both have many happy memories of your Papa Bob to share with others over time. Of course, when our loved ones are called home, they do leave a gift of memories in exchange. Open your heart to the warmth and the family of friends, because you were all loved so much, and my condolences to you all. Today, in the usual way, I've placed a memory candle on Bob's casket, and this is proudly placed in memory of all our loved ones who have gone before us. I'm going to ask Susie and Donna to come and light this candle as we bring those loved ones into our thoughts. And of course today we remember Bob's wife Lorraine, his parents Max and Vi, his sisters Margaret, thank you, Jenny and Christine, and also his brothers-in-laws and sisters-in-laws. And I know that we've all lost loved ones over time, so let's take a moment to remember them in our hearts. Thank you. Let us also pause to think of those unable to be with us today. It's usually time, distance, health that prevent us from being together. Today we think of Bob's friend Diane Tunley, his brother-in-law Gary in Australia, and other friends far and wide. And this is the reason that we are live streaming today. So if you do come up to the lectern to speak, or I'm going to ask you all now to raise your hands and wave to that camera in the corner and give them a friendly wave. Thank you. During Bob's service, we're going to take some time to go back down what I call memory lane and share some of his journey throughout his life. And yes, there'll be laughter. Yes, there'll be tears. But in time, we can look back and realise that today has brought us comfort in knowing that this man is now at peace. So on behalf of the family, I'm going to lead your thoughts as I touch briefly on some highlights in Bob's life. And then there'll be tributes from family members, Rochelle, Ashley and Liam, and Bob's good mate, Don. Then I offer the opportunity, if anyone else would like to come forward and share a brief memory, you'll be most welcome. Robert Samuel Kench, Bob, or Bobby as we used to call him, was born in Palmerston North on the 8th of January 1943 to proud parents, Max and Violet. And he was the second born of 5 children, there being Margaret, Bob, Jenny, Christine and Steve. The family moved to 23 Lamley Road, Titahi Bay, and this is where Bob attended Kura Street Primary School and then continued his education at Mana College. Bob, like I did, left college as soon as he could. As soon as he turned 15, he was out that door. He started a mechanics apprenticeship at a local Purirua garage. And in those days, he bussed and trained into Wellington for what they call block courses to complete his apprenticeship. In his mid to late teens, Bob joined the local Elsden youth group, where he was a regular member. And this, we understand, is where he met Lorraine. January 1964, on his 21st birthday, Bob went on the bus to Waihuru to attend and complete compulsory military training at Waihuru Military Camp. Going back to meeting Lorraine, after a friendship, a courtship and a romance, this couple married on the 14th of August 1965 in the St Matthew's Church at Titahi Bay. And they were extremely excited to buy their first home in Gavin Road, Raumati Beach. Now, Bob worked for, and what was the motors? Waring Holman Motors. He worked there as a mechanic. And in January 1969, they were thrilled to bits to welcome their daughter, Rochelle, followed by Susie in September 71. Bob went on to work for Kapiti Motors, where the Paraparamu fire station stands today. And back then I saw several photos from Susie and Rochelle during the last few days, and looking back to see how barren Paraparamu was in those days, to see how it is now is mind-boggling. In the evenings, Bob built many things in the lounge, a yacht and a motorbike and lots of other things. After working as a car mechanic for many years and being 6'2", banging his head regularly in the car pit wasn't much fun for him. So he decided to set up his own small engine moting mower shop on Marine Parade at Paraparamu Beach. And this business outgrew the location, and so he moved it into Tiroto Drive and shortly after to Rimu Road, where it became known as the Mower Shop. Unfortunately, Lorraine had been diagnosed with cancer in July 1998. And so in February 99, this man sold his business and stayed at home to take care for his darling wife. And I think this is what we would all call true devotion. Over the years, Bob and Lorraine enjoyed many a camping holiday, either away in the blue, a Morris Austin 4 van, tenting on the side of Lake Taupo, or caravanning with the local caravan club. Loved trout fishing, so he bought a boat and a caravan and a permanent campsite at Lake Rotiera, where they enjoyed many, many weekends and many holidays. Later, the love for model aeroplanes began, to which he built many in his garage, and he joined the local Kapiti Aero Modelers Club to attend model aircraft events throughout New Zealand. Bob needed to transport them in something, so this is when he bought his first camper van. And Bob and Lorraine enjoyed many, many weekends away with the Aero Modelers. Sadly, on the 5th of August 1999, Lorraine passed away, which left a huge void in Bob's life and everybody's life. March 2000, Bob was so proud and thrilled to walk Rochelle down the aisle to marry Brendan. Well, as they say, time moves on. And so in the year of 2000, Bob was with a dance group in Otaki, and this is where he met Diane. A friendship was struck, and they continued their love of dancing, and then Diane was introduced to Bob's love of campervanning. With the dream of campervanning and travelling around New Zealand, Bob built from scratch a bigger, better campervan, to which Bob and Lorraine enjoyed 8 happy years of travelling every single kilometre throughout New Zealand. But while away in the South Island, Bob received a long-awaited phone call from Rochelle in April 2002 to say he was going to be a granddad. Well, you couldn't hold him down. He was so overwhelmed and excited, nearly driving off the road. So Ashley was born January 2003, followed by Liam 2005. In October 2005, at Gavin Road, the family home of 40 years was sold. And later in 2008, it was a sad moment for Bob when Susie announced she was going to live in Brisbane. Now, as we all know, Bob did not enjoy flying. He kept his feet on the ground, operating his model aircrafts. But glad Susie returned regularly for holidays, which he was really happy about, and he was extra happy when she came home for good. After 8 years of no fixed abode, Bob purchased his home in Levin, a decision to leave Paraparaumu made easy, as he said, there's too many traffic lights in that town now. Bob and Diane travelled with shorter trips in the campervan until Diane went into rest home care, ending his campervan life on the road as he didn't want to travel alone. Came January 2023 and Bob celebrated his 80th birthday with friends and family, having a wonderful day and the most wonderfully made birthday cake, which I'm sure you'll see a photo of when we have our photo tributes. He suffered his first heart attack in November 24, and this slowed him down immensely. He resigned to doing more local jobs, and he spent many a day clearing out and just pottering around and working in his garage at home. And then sadly, he lost his driver's licence in early 2025, and the dementia diagnosis, Bob became less independent, which he absolutely loathed. He hated it. And this wasn't our Bob, and he was not used to being confined like that. But in closing, some of Bob's proudest achievements were watching his girls grow into successful, independent women, enjoying, watching and hearing from his 2 beautiful grandchildren, which he adored and loved dearly, and owning a successful business and building his motorhome from scratch. Bob, or Bobby Kench as I know you, you have achieved much in your life, and your family and friends are so proud of your achievements. You've led by example for others to follow, so may you rest in peace. So now we come to the time when I invite others to come forward and share a memory or two, so starting off with family first.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming to celebrate the life of my dad, our dad, and granddad. My best friend, my hero, and the strongest man I know. To say he was a good man would be an understatement. He was an extraordinary man who acted like an ordinary one. My dad was also a good friend, neighbour, cousin, uncle, brother-in-law, step-brother-in-law, father-in-law, and an extra special Papa Bob. When I think of my dad, all I have are warm and welcoming memories. Although my dad wasn't big on the I love yous, I never once doubted the love and affection he had for me, Susie, and his extra special grandchildren. My dad loved nothing more than being Papa Bob to his grandchildren, Ashley and Liam. They meant the world to him. He was extremely proud of their achievements. There was never a time when I couldn't go to my dad for help or advice and not come away with a new perspective. My dad had his way of giving advice without making it sound like a lecture. He was a perfectionist after all. His words were always thoughtful, honest, and filled with experience. Whether it was about life ups or downs, or making an important life decision, my dad's advice was always spot on. As I reflect on my dad's life, I can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. He wasn't just an amazing father, he was an incredible human being. My dad's love, wisdom, and strength will carry on and guide me. His memory is a source of comfort and inspiration for me. I just want to share a couple of my dad's sayings which will always remember and remind me of him. And those of you that know him well will know the oh shit when something's not quite right. Or the more common one when we were younger is toffee-nosed, chisel-chested, rat-faced, think of a thing. If he couldn't quite get it to work, that's what he told us. Okay, I'd just like to share some really proud memories that I have of my dad and the family holidays of the one on Chinaman's Creek up in Lake Taupo with the Mansfield family and also the Maybe families. Camper holidays in Big Blue, which was the J4 van. We took it all the way up to the top of the North Island. Caravan holidays with the Caravan Club. And one special moment was bringing home an orphan lamb. There was no way Mum or Dad were going to leave that lamb. Hanging out or fixing anything with him. Him watching me from the sidelines at my weekend sports. Or digging the lats for my guide camps. Learning how to fix lawnmowers was one of my proud achievements for my dad, especially when the apprentices come along and I knew how to fix the lawnmower before they did. Teaching me how to drive. Now that was one thing that not many dads always can do. It's a bit of a challenge, but he was my driver. how he was so proud to give me away on his wedding day, on my wedding day, anxiously waiting to welcome that first grandchild. He was with my mother and father-in-law, pacing with Diane, waiting for that call from Brendan to say that he could come and see her. Well, we didn't know it was a her until he arrived. And the other one that sprung to mind was cutting down this huge poplar tree. When I bought my property down in Glen Road, there was this big tree and there was no way Dad was going to let me pay $2,000. So I went away with Mum to Australia and came back and that tree was gone. Dad, as much as I will miss you not having you around, I'm happy to know that you are now at peace. No more itchies, eh? Dad's skin was so itchy towards the end. Your body was tired, your work was done. You may not be with me in person anymore, but my love for you will never die. Your determination won in the end. Rest home care it was not going to be. You got your wish, you did it your way. Love you forever and ever. Rest in peace. I will miss you, my dad.
Kia ora. We had introductions, but I feel like we don't need to say them. I'm Ashley and this is Liam. Our papa was the kind of person who would not hesitate to help you if you had something you needed fixing. He would just go out to his garage and emerge again and it was all sorted. He loved his camper van so much and the opportunities it gave him to explore all of the unique parts of New Zealand. One of his favourite places were the hot pools in Aotearoa. 6 years ago, when I mentioned I was going for a trip there with my friends, he quietly surprised me by giving me and my friends the money to go visit the hot pools. And that was his way of sharing something he loved with me, and we had the best time. Papa was also very patient. Patient enough that he taught me how to drive when my dad couldn't. And then passed his beloved boxcar down to me, which I kindly shared with Liam until he got rear-ended. I hope Papa's patience extended to that too. Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Some of my favourite memories with Papa are from when he'd pick us up from school and take us straight to Beach Bakery. He'd always order the same thing, a custard square and a seafood roll. We went there so much the owner still recognises us 10 years later. He was very passionate about his model airplanes. I have very fond memories of flying airplanes at the airstrip with Papa. During his many attempts to get me equally as passionate. In 1 month, there'll be my 21st birthday, which is the same day Papa went on the bus to compulsory army for basic training. Looking back at these photos, I still can't believe how similar we look. But more than that, his bravery and integrity at that age are the traits I deeply admire and hope to live up to.
Upon reflecting, the best gift Papa gave us was the ability to swim. He was always worried that he wouldn't be able to save his daughters or us if we were ever in trouble in the water. And so from the moment Liam and I were babies, he made sure we were in swim training. And it's something I'm so grateful for, and especially because I've recently got back into it, and I'm so glad I could thank him properly as an adult for that. I wanted to share something I didn't write down, but the day and the weekend when I found out that Papa had passed away, me and Billy were in Manukau Heads, and it had been so windy, like constantly every day. And then when I went outside, it was calm, and the sun was peeking through, and we could just sit there and I don't know. If it makes sense when I talk about my speech. Throughout our studies, Papa always had a keen interest in how we were going, and every time we shared a grade or a new milestone, he would say, "Wonderful, now keep studying." I'm especially grateful that he was here to see both of us take the first steps into our careers. And now we see him in the sky in Manukau Heads, the clouds that part for the sun, the airplanes that fly past, and the camper vans on the road. We know Papa would be very grateful to see everyone he loved and cared for gathered here today, and those who loved his daughters. We'll miss you very much, Papa. Sorry, that was a bad hug. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I just want to add to that, Liam, as long as you're around, your granddad will be always here as well. You're the spitting image. And Ashley, you did say to your Papa, Papa, you're not to leave until I've finished my schooling education, correct? And you finished it and you came back on the Tuesday, and Pop decided it was time, he'd done his job. So
I got to call him.
that's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Now I'm going to invite Don to come forward, please, for a few words.
Or Bob, eh? The first thing we say in the morning is when you get up, once your feet hit the ground, you know you're above the ground. But now, he's below the ground. And the thing there with Bob, that I only got to know Bob really was when I married my wife, because they're from Te Rai Bay as well. And Bob and my brother-in-law did the apprenticeship together. That's how I got to know Bob. He was a man there who had a lot of things to say. And when he asked me to come over to his place to mow his lawns, he used to stand right up there and watch me mow the lawn, as if I was going to leave some railway tracks on his lawn. And then he come up to me and he says, "Hey, Don." I said, "What? You're cutting it too short." I said, "No, I'm just giving it a haircut, man. Just giving it a ball head." He said, "No, I don't want the ball head. I want the grass to be left on." He said, "Or else they'll die." And I said, "No, they won't, mate." He said, "They'll never die. They'll keep on growing. It's like a weed." But no, there was Bob. And then after I finished mowing the lawns, I see him go outside, start picking out the weeds. Then he started lying down, picking the weeds up. And I said to myself, "Oh no, don't say he's collapsed." So I go over there and "You all right, Bob?" Yeah, I'm all right." Gets up. He said, "I'm just making sure the weeds don't grow." And I thought, ain't the grass a weed? But that's what he was like. And looking at his grandson, you can see Bob all right. When I looked at Bob's photo here on this thing, I remember him as my brother-in-law's best man. And I look at that young fella, I said, "Oh, far out. How could this happen?" Bob's gone, but he's still here. So you got a lot to put up with, man. I hope you ain't going to be like him, go out there and weed the lawn like your grandfather. But that's what Bob was like. And one good thing about Bob, what he done for me, was that he helped me how to fix a lawnmower, how to fix a chainsaw, a weed eater. He showed me everything what it was. The only thing that mucked them up was the latest chainsaws. No, they're the ones there that you just pull, let go, and you grab the trigger, and it starts itself. And he said, oh, I don't know how to play with these ones. I said, come on, Bob. He said, no. He said, I'm not going to touch this one. He said, you'll have to take it back to your brother-in-law to fix. Because he's the fellow there that knows to play with those bit of chainsaw, the latest chainsaws. And as the years went by, a lot of stuff started to change. No, chainsaws, weed eaters, everything became different to his time. But it was good to know Bob. And the funniest thing about it there, even my grandkids over in Australia, when I told them there, oh, Bob passed away, my neighbour. And they said, what? Uncle Bob? I said, yeah. And yet there we are no relation, but my grandkids call him Uncle Bob. And yet there, before Bob, the thing that turned Bob really was when he lost his license. When he lost his license, he just went backwards. There was one thing Bob didn't want to lose, was his license. And just imagine, as we get older, we're going to get in the same line as Bob. If you lose your license, that's the one thing you've got to be able to go somewhere. So the only thing you can keep your license is keep well. And one thing I said to Bob, Bob, if you pass, where would you go? And Bob says, I don't know. I'm hoping to be with my wife and my friends. I said, where's your wife? She said, I hope she's up there. I said, there's only one way you can get there, Bob, is to accept Jesus Christ as your Saviour. Because in John 14 it says, that in my Father's house are many rooms. And just imagine that all of Paraparaumu was saved into our Lord Jesus Christ. Just imagine there how big Paraparaumu people will be able to have. And how Bob can walk up to all of you and say, welcome to my house. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. And your family calling Bob Uncle Bob is the way that your family have been brought up, and it's a sign of respect. Because when we were all growing up, our neighbours were all Auntie Mary and Uncle John, etc. We never called them Bob or John or Mary. We never said Mr. and Mrs. It was always the uncle or the auntie put in front. And it's a true sign of respect. I think you'll agree with me, won't you? Well, I'm going to offer the opportunity for anybody else to come forward and pay a brief tribute. So the floor is open. Please don't be shy. Share what's on your heart. You're all keeping it locked in your heart, aren't you? Well, look, for Bob, the book of life has been completed. But of course, we who are left can always turn back those pages of memory. So with that in mind, let us listen to some music that's been chosen for Bob to go with some photos throughout his life. So as you listen and watch, let those memories take you back in time while you eat your chocky.
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you both the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if he ever breaks your heart, if the teardrop ever starts, I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. Si te quiere de verdad y te da felicidad, te deseo lo más bueno para los dos. Pero si te hace llorar, a mí me puedes hablar y estaré contigo cuando triste estás. I'll be there anytime you need me, by your side to drive away every teardrop that you cry. And if he ever leaves you blue, just remember I love you, and I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. And I'll be there before the next teardrop falls.
Put your hand in the hand of the man who still the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Every time I look into the holy book, I want to tremble when I read about the part where the carpenter cleared the temple. And the buyers and the sellers were no different values than what I profess to be. And it causes me pain to know I'm not the kind of girl I should be. Put your hand in the hand of the man who still the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Mama taught me how to pray before I reached the age of 7. And when I'm down on my knees, that's when I'm closest to heaven. Daddy lived his life with 2 kids and but he showed me enough of what it takes to get you through. Put your hand in the hand of the man who still the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself, and you can look at others differently by putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Putting your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Oh, yeah.
Lots of memories in those photos, aren't there? I want you all to hold fast to those memories, to all the treasured moments of the past, the blessings, the laughter, the joys, the celebrations, the sorrows, and yes, even the tears, because they all add up to a treasure of fond yesterdays that you shared and spent together, and they keep the one you love close to you in spirit and in thought. And the special moments and memories in your life, they'll never change. They'll be right here in your heart, today, tomorrow, and forever. And those of you who knew Bob as a friend knew that you were respected and appreciated. If it is your way, please join me in saying the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. At the end of the service, Bob will be carried from the chapel as Simon Garfield sings Bright Eyes. And once outside, you may wish to come forward and place either a nut, a bolt or a screw on Bob's casket as your own personal tribute and farewell. I think he'd be happy with that than having flowers. On the back of your service sheet, there is a little message here, donations. And if you would like to give a donation in memory of Bob today, if you feel it in your heart to give a donation, this is the website that you would go to. Thank you. And in the foyer of the chapel is a memorial register, and I encourage you all to sign it before you leave today, if you haven't done so already, because it's really lovely for the family over the next few coming weeks, days, months, etc., to look back and see your name there, giving them the support. It's wonderful. And of course, the family invite you all to join them for some refreshments and reminiscing in the adjoining lounge. So if you can, please stay, join them and share good times. Now, once you've finished your refreshments, you can finish off at the end with a Tim Tam. Because as we all know, that this was Bob's favourite bicky. This bicky will bring back many memories to you. And while you're eating it, and chatting, I want you to feel no guilt and laughter. Bob knows how much you care. Feel no sorrow in a smile that he's not here to share. You cannot grieve forever, and he wouldn't want you to. He'd hope that you would carry on the way you always do. So talk about the good times, the way you showed you cared, the days you spent together, all the happiness you shared. Let memories surround you in a word someone may say will suddenly recapture that time, that hour, that day. And that brings him back as clearly as though he was still here, and fills you with the feelings that, yes, he's always near. For if you keep those moments, you'll never be apart. And this man will live forever, locked safe within your heart. After the refreshments, the family will accompany Bob on his final journey to the Kapiti crematorium, where they will say their farewells in private. But folks, Bob's time has now ended, another chapter in his life, and it is time to say farewell. Would those who can please stand for the commendation? May our farewell express our affection for Bob. May it ease our sadness and strengthen our hope. And while there is sadness in parting, we take comfort that the time that we spent with Bob was not spent in vain, and all that he was has not been lost. For although we are no longer with Bob, he will always be in our thoughts, in our prayers, and in our hearts. And by sharing his life with us, Bob has given us many treasures and memories to treasure for the rest of our lives, and in this way he'll always be close. So we stand here this morning in gratitude for this man who was so near and dear to his family and friends. And in the silence of our hearts, Bob, we say farewell. Go forth with your memories into the future. Be strong and of good courage, and hold fast to that which is good. And may the love of friends, the radiance of memory, and the power of love fill us all with courage, strength, and peace. Amen.
Is it a kind of dream floating out on the tide, following the river of death downstream? Oh, is it a dream? There's a fog along the horizon, a strange
done it all. You've broken every code. Appalled the rebel to the floor. You spoke the game, no matter what you say. But only metal, what a bore.
Got sent home from school. I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk. Let me walk close to thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Through this world of toil and snares, if I falter, Lord, who cares? Who with me my burden shares? None but thee, dear Lord, none but thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When my feeble life is old, time for me will be no more. Guide me gently, safely home to thy kingdom, shore to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. On the wings of a snow white dove, he sends his pure, sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. When troubles surround us, when evil comes, the body grows weak, the spirit grows numb. When these things beset us, he doesn't forget us. He sends down his love, on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow white dove. He sends his pure, sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. When Noah had drifted on the flood many days, he searched for land in various ways. Troubles he had some, but wasn't forgotten. He sent him his love, on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow white dove. He sends his pure, sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove.